Welcome everybody to No Ref Required, our first interview here at the landlord's residence. I am the landlord, and with me this afternoon is Craig Spider Richards, British light heavyweight boxer. Welcome, Craig.
Thank you.
Mate, we got here.
Here in the end.
I tell you, it's been, I think we first met probably about 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Down at Palmer's gym.
Yeah.
When you were training as an amateur at 70 low kilos.
Yes. 72 low kilos.
72.
Yeah, 75 kilos I think it was at the time. Yeah, 75.
Yeah, I think I was about 90 as well.
Yeah.
So we both put on a bit of weight since then.
Yeah.
What a journey you've been on.
Yeah.
What a journey you've been on. So at that time you were an amateur.
Yeah.
A few fights, not really an extensive amateur career.
No, not massive.
And then I saw the news, you've turned professional and signed with Matchroom.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Well, it was a case where it was actually O'Hara Davis. I had a conversation with him.
Okay.
He recommended me to the Sims gym at the time where he was boxing. There was two brothers, Peter and Tony. Got in touch with Peter Sims. Obviously, I spoke to him about my amateur pedigree, whatever. He had come and watched me in the amateurs. Contacted me the following week.
Because you won a big tournament in the
yeah,
amateur
I won the box cart. I went through the national tournament too.
Okay.
And then after that, we then he come and watched me on my last elite fights because I turned elite after 10 fights, 10 novice fights.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
It got to a point where a lot of fighters, I did make a little bit of a buzz in the novices early, and I couldn't get fights. So first we were trying to get fights outside London. I didn't want to be stale and be on the shelf and be on them Instagram boxes. Oh, no one wants to fight me. I said, look, I've got to make it happen, whatever I've got to do. So I went elite. After 10 fights, after that I'd done 12 fights, elite, boxed all the best fighters that I could think of. The Sims come and watched me on my last fight, and he said, yeah, you're a good fighter, I'll sign you. We went from there, and then he had obviously contacted Eddie, told him about a new fighter he had, and Eddie said, yeah, put him on the show, we'll have a look at him. I went out there, made my debut. It was 3 weeks before. I was a bit nervous because I was thinking, 3 weeks, get ready on Eddie Hearn show. I was thinking, no way. I was thinking, I'm not going to be ready in time. He said, mate, opportunities like this don't come around twice.
For real.
I'll get you ready. So I said, all right. Went out there for my debut, a bit nervous. Obviously, first pro debut at Eddie Hearn show. I was actually looking for tickets before to buy tickets to the show to go and watch.
So you actually ended up boxing.
And now I'm ended up being told I'm on the show.
Was that at light heavy?
That was just above super. Yeah, it was catch weight. It weren't super middleweight. It was just below light heavyweight, in between. I think I weighed in at 12 stone 3 at the time. Super middleweight's 12 stone. Light heavyweight's 12.7. Went out there, stopped him within 49 seconds of the first round, and came into the industry, with a bang.
Yes, sir.
So then after that, a few months later, I was back out again against a good opponent for my second fight. He had 6 fights, only had lost 2. Never been stopped in pros or amateurs. Went out there, delivered a strong performance, winning every round. Then went off to box at the Copper Box. Then after that, Eddie was taking a deeper look into me. Gave me an O'Hara own show on the Anthony Joshua public workout.
Yeah.
That's when I went out. That guy I boxed was actually like heavyweight. He was 13 stone. I was only 12.3, 12.4. And he had a winning record, 18 fights. That was my 4th fight. I went out there, banged him out in 1 round. He just literally boxed for the Southern area against someone 12-0 his fight before. And I had him for my 4th fight, banged him out in 1 round. And that's when Eddie took an interest in me and said, okay. And that's when he put me on the Golovkin-Kell Brook card at the O2 Arena for my next fight.
Remember that?
Yes, and then went from there. I went strength and strength, went on the unbeaten card after that, 19 days after that. And then he put me at Wembley Arena. We were trying to get a title fight for that. They refused to fight at first. So I boxed a good opponent with good rankings to put myself in a mandatory position. So that people don't realise that guy that I banged out within 2 rounds, he actually had just boxed Paul Smith, Paul Smith had just boxed Andre Ward for a world title, and he had just boxed him. Then I boxed him on my 7th fight, got him out there, and then that was, I think I'd only had 1 6-rounder at the time. And then I went off to go and box for the Southern Area title after 7 fights, 1 6-rounder against a kid, 12-0, 6 knockouts. after 7 fights.
You got a photographic memory
Yeah.
for these fights.
Yeah.
You're not forgetting one
No, I don't
fight.
forget. It's been a journey. It's been tough every camp. I can't forget it.
Because we've been watching you. I mean, it took a personal interest because of the situation, meeting you down at the gym and that. So as soon as we've seen you up in the professional ranks, we've been watching.
Yeah.
And the one thing that we noticed about you is that your demeanour changed.
Yeah.
That smile, there was a stage where we were seeing you out at places and you were not smiling at all. Very, very serious. And we were saying, well, okay, this man is really ready to fight.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sorry, really ready to fight. And then we watched you win the title. We're happy with that. Then we watched couple more performances after that.
Yeah.
Same thing. That jovial demeanour was all dissipated. And then the next thing we heard, you'd gone up to light heavy.
Yeah.
And we thought,
yeah.
what's happened there?
It's just the thing, see, because people didn't realise my last 3 fights at super middleweight, I was really sick. And I was just dead. I was like a walking zombie. I just had no energy. I was dead in camps. I was just flat. So I didn't have the energy. I weren't myself. I didn't have the bubble. I weren't bubbly anymore. I had no personality anymore. I was just literally flat, getting by week. So when I won the title that day, even I was really sick. Then I had the sinus infection. I was really sick again. Then I got ill again. So after that, during camp, my manager one day after my first session said, "You need to go and rehydrate. You don't look well." And I went and rehydrated and I came back in and I sparred and I performed really well. And we had a meeting at the gym the next day and everyone said, "Well, this is your problem, why you keep getting sick." I said, "It's the weight." So from then I decided to make the decision to start looking at moving to light heavyweight. And still I didn't make the transition. I boxed, got the guy out there in a couple rounds. And then after that, I'd got offered on 5 days' notice the British title fight.
Oh, yes.
So everyone knows what I'm like. I don't like saying no to fights. I like to fight. So I got offered it. I looked at the opportunity. I thought, okay, I'll go for it. It's about taking risks and opportunities come. So I took the fight with 2 days training. Clearly, that's not even really training.
Let's just say no training.
No training.
There was no
got
training.
Off the plane on the Sunday night, went to the gym for 2 days, and had to go off to Cardiff. So I didn't train for it. And I went 12 rounds against a man, 23 fights, 15 knockouts after 10 pro fights. Come short on points. Done effective work.
We loved that performance.
I appreciate that.
We really understood what took place.
Yeah.
People get put in positions and they have to decide, am I going to take this or am I not?
Yeah.
So we understood the position you were in and we loved the performance because we knew,
and
everybody knows, that was your first 12 rounder.
First 12 round.
The person that you were fighting against is a seasoned campaigner. Just recently lost his title to Callum Johnson.
Yeah.
I mean, we watched that performance and in all honesty, I felt you could have won that fight.
Yeah.
We felt you could have won that fight. But having said that, things happen for a reason. It's probably left you with more confidence and more opportunities.
100%, because you always hear about how hard a 12-round fight is. Being able to do a 12 round with no training and going through it, I realised it wasn't as difficult as I imagined it would be. I took some positives out of it, knowing I didn't train for it and knowing I could have won the fight against a seasoned pro. So there's a lot of positives I took at the same time in the same breath. It's not about thinking, oh, well, I've done it, being complacent. You got to go back and work out what could I have done better. So I also took a lot of my negatives out of that and went to the gym and worked double hard and all of that. And I thought I've always got to stay ready for a 12-round fight. And that's what I took. I took the negatives and turned them into positives and took the positives out of there. So I wasn't too hard on myself. I just went back to the drawing board and worked double hard in the gym.
How are you feeling?
Feel great.
Yeah?
You feel great.
It's working.
It's working wonders. It's working wonders. But yes, it's positive from here now. I just got to keep staying focused and working hard now.
So what are your plans? Because you're 28 now, right?
Yeah.
You're 11 fights in?
Yeah, 11 fights or 12 fights.
11 or 12 fights in. You fought for the British Championship.
Yeah. Won the Southern
Between
Area.
now and 35, you got won the Southern Area title as well. You've probably got seven years to get to
Your
the
pinnacle.
peak. Yeah, to get to the pinnacle of where you need to be. At 35, you kind of want to have done
Yeah.
most of the things you want to do. So what are your aspirations?
Personally, myself, by 31, I want to be at world level.
All right.
So for me, I think within the next year, I definitely will be at that British level at some point during this year or early next year.
Oh, I think you're there already.
Yeah,
No?
I'm there. Yeah, so basically, I'll have maybe picked up the strap maybe this year or early next year. If not, if I've gone down another route. But basically, I'm at that level now. So if I give myself 3 years solid from here, why would I not be at? If I can come from 22 amateur fights to turning pro after 10 fights and being at British level, why after 3 more years could I not get from British level to world level? So as long as I work hard and keep my head down and keep learning every day in the gym, I believe I should be at world level within 3 years. That will then give me a few years to either unify or dominate and have some big fights for another few years.
I mean, there are big fights out there now.
Exactly.
I mean, your division, people talk about the super middleweight division. They talk about the heavyweight division. They talk about a lot of divisions.
Yeah.
But the light heavyweight division,
that's where it's at.
Hot.
It's hot. It's those where I had to look at this for myself. At super middleweight, that guy I fought for the Southern area. He was the highest ranked fighter at domestic level before British.
Okay.
I'd beat him after 7 fights.
Yeah, there wasn't
There was no one else really. You're looking at English level, there was a couple of okay fights, nothing what was gonna make people cancel their wedding for. So so I thought, like I was knocking on the door saying, maybe can we get the British? We was knocking for the British, Obviously there's politics of mandatories, etc.
Yeah.
Everything happens for a reason. So when that British come up at light heavyweight, that's why I took it on short notice. Thought there's an opportunity right there. For me now, the division's hot. Domestically, there's some good names out there. People will bring a lot of public interest. And then when you're looking at past domestic, great fighters at world level. Whether they'll still be there when I get there or not, the whole division from domestic to world level is red hot right now.
I mean, I like the fact that there are a lot of potential fights out there. Yeah, and what usually happens I know there are a lot of fighters out there in your division, and that all the divisions seem really competitive at the moment. And I notice that if you go on social media, people are out there talking some real wickedness.
Mm-hmm.
There's some people out there really, really making noise. Mm-hmm. You don't seem to be that type of fighter.
No.
You're not out there calling people out and all that. Why is that?
Okay, look, you growing up, for example, you're growing up, say, for instance, round in South London, for example, you might get into altercations with people. He said, when I see you, everything's all hyperactive, and then sometimes it fizzles out to nothing. Sometimes you might see each other, so whatever. Mm-hmm. That's what people do on the streets as kids and stuff. Now we're in a professional establishment. When I say I'm going to fight you, we're going to fight. Don't matter how much noise you make, how much you... No one's scared. We're all fighters. So there's no point being on Twitter, giving it the big one, on Insta, giving it Twitter, because we're going to see each other in the ring.
Once the contract's
So when the contract's signed, what are we arguing, discussing?
Yeah.
We're going to fight. So you could mean mug me at the weigh-in, you could mean mug me at the prep. I'm going to be in the ring with you. And that's when it counts. I'm not into all the smoke, and all the special effects and all of that. I'm down and I'm focused on the business ahead of me, the task ahead.
Absolutely.
And that's what it is. The fight is what matters to me, and that's what I'm getting prepared for. If I get sidetracked by all the politics and all the hurrah, I'm not focused on the job in hand.
I agree. And at No Ref Required, we really respect that.
Yeah.
We really respect that. So on a lighter note, we decided, we were thinking, how could we get to know our fighters apart from, talking about boxing? Yeah. So we devised a few questions.
Okay.
And we'll probably ask most of our fighters questions like this.
Yeah.
Real simple stuff.
Yeah.
It's called either or.
Okay.
All right? I'm going to offer you 2 choices. You tell me which you prefer. Real simple.
Okay.
So just to start off with, let's start with a simple one. Food. Pancakes or waffles?
I love both. Depends what
Nah,
pancakes or waffles. Okay. You know what? I eat pancakes more than I'd eat waffles.
All right, we could go with that. Ibiza or Dubai?
Oh, both of them was okay, but Dubai was lit. I like Dubai.
We were talking about that all-inclusive or that 7-star hotel.
Yes. I went the Palm Atlanta.
Okay.
Yes. With the water park and everything.
Okay, you're living good.
Okay, I'm living
good. Right? Suit or tracksuit?
Suit's obviously suave, but I live in a tracksuit more time because I'm training every
Okay.
single day.
Five Guys or Whole Food?
Whole Foods. When I was in New York, Whole Foods was the spot.
Jollof or rice and peas?
Rice and peas. Rice and peas.
Love and Basketball or Scarface?
Scarface.
All right. BMW or Maserati?
I'm a BMW man.
Okay, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I'm a BMW man.
Black Panther or Blade?
Good films both, but Black Panther, he gets punched up too many times in it. So I'd say like Blade. He puts work in.
We're going to have to talk about that.
Yeah,
one,
no, you
bro.
think about it. Look what happened to Black Panther. The guy come to the kingdom and just punched him up and threw him in the water all dumb. I ain't trying to be that guy. I'd rather be Blade.
All right, but Black Panther, when he got punched up like
Yeah.
that, he had his Black Panther powers taken away.
Yeah, it's no good. I can't get caught slipping like that.
All right, bro, all right. Kendrick or J. Cole?
I don't really listen to none of them really that much. Both good artists.
Okay. Wretch or Stormzy?
It's a really hard one because Wretch has been my favourite artist for probably like, I don't know, 15 years.
Okay.
But I really like the influence the way Stormzy's come into the industry and taken over. But for me, I'll have to say Wretch because I've liked Wretch for so long. But no discredit to Stormzy.
To Stormzy. Okay.
That's 6ix9ine would say. Shout out Stormzy. No joke.
So we're going to ask you grime or hip hop, but I think you already answered that question, man.
Okay, yeah.
You're not even listening to J. Cole and
Not really.
and
I do
Kendrick.
listen to them, but I don't have a specific like one of them where I say, "Oh, I need to hear some J. Cole today."
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So, and another set of questions now. We both love boxing.
Yeah.
And if we could put together our perfect fighter, what would he look like? So, the different attributes for attitude, just attitude in and around the ring and about the fight game, who would be your favourite boxer?
When I look at attitudes, I like fighters like Errol Spence's attitude. He keeps it real, keeps it 100 all the time. He ain't scared to fight. He wants to fight everyone, but he's not smacky about it. And he don't act stupid. You don't see him online doing stupid things. There's two fighters' attitude. Him and Andre Ward have got the best attitude. Andre Ward and Errol Spence, their
All right.
attitude is what I like.
Okay. And how about for ring craft? Your favourite boxer for ring craft?
Who knows the ring very well? There's no one who knows the ring like Floyd.
Enough said. Enough said. For speed, hand speed. Who's your
Sugar Ray Leonard.
Sugar Ray Leonard. And for footwork?
Yet again, Lemachenko, but Floyd's footwork's underestimated as well.
I could go with that. I
Yeah.
could go with that. How about for defensive skill?
You got a few, you got Pernell Whitaker, you got Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather's obviously probably the best defensive fighter.
Okay. Power?
Golovkin,
The knockout power, yeah?
Golovkin, AJ, Wilder.
Top one?
Pound for pound, I don't know. Maybe Golovkin.
Okay. And as everybody knows, last week, Eddie made a massive announcement about connections that he's made in America with DAZ, and I'm not really sure how you say that, Design,
Yeah,
and the Perform Group,
yeah.
saying he's going to put 16 fights on every year in America
Yes, television
and 16 here.
in the UK.
I mean, that is a massive deal. And
Let's be honest, he's killed the game.
big up Eddie for that. I mean,
Shout out Eddie Hearn.
wow, outstanding. Now, how do you think that's going to affect British boxers and yourself in particular?
Two sides people can look at it. They can look at it is that he might focus a lot in America and British fighters may not get the attention they was getting, or you can look at it as in there's more opportunities for British fighters over in America and bigger platforms for us. Depends on which side of the coin you look at it, and depends on how he looks at it, or which fighters he wants to give more exposure and which ones he might not have as much time for. So it all kind of depends on that. I'm sure he probably hasn't worked that out so far, but he'll see how it goes over time, and we'll soon find out.
I think for you personally, if I was in a position as a boxer, as a professional boxer, I think I'd be really happy about the fact that there's potentially more opportunities, but with more opportunities comes more competition.
Yeah.
And if you're going to be in this game, I suppose you want to be the best.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
And I suppose the bigger the cake,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
The nicer
I personally am really happy about it.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. Another thing, bigger platforms, more things going on in Matchroom means that Eddie's obviously going to be making more money and generating better income from Matchroom boxing over a long period of time, which more money for them can obviously mean more money for the fighters.
and you know, apart from the the prestige of being a professional boxer and a champion,
Yeah.
I mean, you don't do it for nothing.
No, exactly. It's all, and I think like one of the things I came into the game at first, it wasn't really about the money for me. I think it was all about maybe even like working towards legacy and beating good fighters. And I think that's why I took a lot of the fights I took early in my career. But also now I've kind of understood what I've got myself into, and I've understood the business of it. So for me, the financial side is important because you want to set up a future for your family and your kids over time. So you don't want to come out there and you're looking in a wall in your room you rented in 20 years with your belts on it and no financial stability. So
I was a contender, man.
yeah, you know, you're telling everyone, I used to be a boxer. I've seen people out there, do you know, I used to box. You don't want to be like that. You want to have financial stability where you set up good investments and your kids can reap the rewards of your hard work and you see the fruits of your labor. So that's what you want to work towards, of course. So financial for me is very important, as well as leaving a legacy and winning and proving eventually that I'm the best fighter in my weight.
Craig, from no ref required to you, we wish you all the best in your career. We're going to be watching you really closely. May you get the finance, the prestige, the family, and all them things. And just to say, you know, we really appreciate the way you do things. And again, we wish you all the best. Thanks for coming to see us.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, folks. That was Craig Spider Richards. Until next time.
Cheers.